Oh, hey there. Welcome back to the Red River Horror Podcast. In case you forgot, remember to email us, redriverhorror@gmail.com, for your chance to win tickets to the First Glance Film Festival at the Historic Colonial Theater in Phoenixville. We have one lucky winner and 2 more tickets left, so get your name in there. And we'll see you October 14th at First Glance Philly. You can come see us and support our friend Brooke Lewis Bellis and now friend of the show Joshua Butler. We can include that now that he's been interviewed. And let's see, that's October 14th. And we got some fun stuff today. We're going to finish up our alternate movie list, and then we'll also have some normal talk. I watched a couple things, and me and Ed are going to talk about that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the Red River Horror Podcast. Welcome. It's episode number 88 of the Red River Horror Podcast. I'm Joe Zakreski, joined by RedRiverHorror.com founder Eddie Cayazzo. Hey, Ed.
Hey, Joe.
How are you?
Oh, dude, I am just filled with the spooky season spirit, brother. I've been a lot of places. I've seen a lot of movies. I am feeling it. I hope you are as well.
I'm totally vibing. We were in Vermont the other week, and, we love the fall down here. Vermont is the fall.
That was a fall-gasm.
I mean, yeah. And you should see what it looks like now with the way the leaves have changed. But yeah, it's on they're on their own level. We're all here on Earth, and then Vermont's somewhere in heaven if you love fall. So,
yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, very beautiful. Mm-hmm. Got around. We'll have to get back up there because the place we were at, friend of the show Evan, who was on very early talking about his haunted apartment, now lives in a house built in 1790, I think, 1799. Either way, the one room is considered to be haunted. It used to be a roadside tavern, inn, and it got converted into a house over the 200 plus years of its existence. So pretty interesting. There's like an old haunted bedroom upstairs. I don't know if you saw that part of it, but
I saw a lot, man.
Yeah,
I saw a lot.
It's a great thing. So congratulations to them on their nuptials, and we had a blast.
Great time. Congrats, Evan and Kathleen.
Great time. Anywho, before we get into, 2 episodes ago we did the alternate to the calendar, and we're going to do that. But before we get to that, I want to talk to you about a couple that were suggested on the first half that I got around to seeing.
Okay.
First one I didn't see. My daughter did. I got feedback on Hocus Pocus 2.
Okay, and let's just start there. How was it to her?
She didn't care for it.
Okay.
But said there were funny parts. So it's a question of, is this almost 13-year-old just super cynical?
That could go either way.
That is the case, because then after me being like, oh, well, then we won't watch it together then. And then it's just like, well, no, we can watch it. Maybe I should give it a second chance. Instead, we watched one that I keep forgetting to throw on there, and I think it's one of the best family horror movies that you could watch. Like for if you have kids between 10, 11, 12. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
It's great. And there are real scares in that movie. It's not just
no, it's legit.
Like when we were kids and you read some of those stories would give you a creep. You'd be like, oh wow, that's actually scary.
Yeah.
So the PG-13 Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, I agree. Great movie. Yeah. What was that? A gateway movie, we'll call it, for kids getting into horror films?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why I put it on for Zoe. We've been going back and forth because Zoe's getting the horror bug. Last year really wanted to watch Nightmare on Elm Street. So I have to find that on Fear Fest. I'll let that happen.
Yeah.
But we're open enough where it's just I'm not watching anything with you that has sexual content or nudity.
Sure.
And there's an understanding there.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's
you don't want to, and I don't want to.
No.
I remember once I was at my parents' house and I put on Game of Thrones, and my mom was there, and she's like, "Do you really want me in the room while you're watching this?" I'm like, you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
We'll turn that off.
Okay.
It's we both watched it, but it's not something we're going to watch together.
Right. No, that makes sense. Because that's just a lot of killing, a lot of sex, a lot of boobs.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen it yet. I will at some point, but I just haven't.
What, the Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah. I mean, House of the Dragon's been one of my favorite things right now, which had something very creepy, but it's not a horror movie, so it's not a horror series either.
I'll get there.
Got to get around to the Midnight Club that just dropped. Flanagan's at it again. That looks pretty
I love
cool.
that guy.
Yeah, so good looking thriller there that we have to get to. Mm-hmm. Did you get to Hellraiser?
I did.
What'd you think?
I thought it was the best one since the second. But it's complicated. It's complicated.
So I was ready to throw it on Friday night.
Yeah.
But I was like just dead tired and was not going to pay attention.
Yes.
And I just love the way it looks that it's going to be tonight now.
Nice.
And then I will probably be tweeting about it afterwards. But hey, I'm really looking forward to it.
Of the sequels, I'll say this. I liked Hellraiser 1 a whole lot. Like, I love that movie, 87. Hellraiser 2, I think, is okay. A lot of people like it. I know that in the horror community. They're big fans of 2.
Yeah.
2's okay, but I would say it is the second best Hellraiser film. 3 through whatever, there's only one that stood out of those crazy sequels in between. It was the Weinsteins. They were just trying to keep the license for the film. So if they made one, then there was only one of those. And maybe Red River Horror listeners could help me with this one. There was one where it was a crooked detective, and I don't remember which one it was, but that's the only other Hellraiser that I liked.
Yeah, I mean, they really pumped them out. I mean,
Yeah.
was there like 5?
I think there's 10.
Might be 10. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, wait a minute, I'm right. Like I said 5. I'm like, no.
Yeah. There's only one in between Hellraiser 1 and 2 that's worth watching that I liked, and it has the detective in it. I think the script was used from another film and just thrown into the Hellraiser universe, so it worked.
Dude, now we should have done our homework. We got to see who was first in space. There's a good trivia question. Who was the first franchise to go to space?
Ooh.
Was it Hellraiser, Leprechaun, or Jason?
It was definitely either Leprechaun or
Hellraiser.
Pinhead.
Yeah.
Because Adam Green was in that fourth one, the Bloodline. He wasn't the comedic, funny Adam Green that we know. Is that his name? Adam, oh my gosh, not Adam Green.
No.
He's a golfer named Adam Scott.
Adam Scott.
Sorry. Adam Green, whoever
Young
the hell
Adam
that is.
Scott.
Yes. So he was in Bloodline. That was the last theatrically released Hellraiser. That was Hellraiser 4. I remember the poster for that being at West Coast Video. I wanted to watch it. Dad said, nah, it sucked. So didn't watch it till much later. Watched it. Wasn't that good. Some cool parts. Just like a lot of the other Hellraiser movies, there's some cool parts. This one is a good entry, and it does something different. Like, I think you'll like that it takes Hellraiser stuff like the box and a bad dude and Cenobites. It does some things right.
Yeah,
I will say. It's not going to be a Halloween favorite that I pop on every month of October like the 87 Hellraiser is, but I think that you'll like it.
Yeah, and you know what's amazing about Pinhead is, like, Pinhead isn't in the original really isn't in it that much. You get way more Cenobite.
That was a funny.
That dang meme.
I ordered the Cenobites.
That's pretty good. So, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. Where it's like such an iconic face, but so little screen time.
Yes,
and that's all I'm really hoping for out of this too. I'm like, don't overdo it.
And they don't. They are. Yeah. If that's what you're looking for, because that's why I loved the 2014 Godzilla so much. Like, if you are looking for just to see Pinhead when you have to, this gives it to you, this newest one.
Perfect.
Yes.
That's great news. That's great to hear. I'm very excited to see it. So tweet at us, hit us up on the Instagram and the Facebooks. Let us know what you think about that and Hocus Pocus 2. And this third one that I'm going to drop that I was texting you while I was watching it, I went back and finished it, but I had to turn it off and take a break, which was Rob Zombie's The Munsters.
Damn.
So I put it on there on the list last 2 weeks ago.
So you should have watched it if you're a Red River Horror podcast listener.
Yeah, and if you didn't enjoy it, I apologize. But I think it's one of those things where it's worth it. And then I checked out, there's this guy who, Cinemaskers, his YouTube channel. He's very famous for his the Angry Video Game Nerd. Is how he got famous off of the YouTube.
I've seen that guy.
And I was expecting his review of it to be, I'm like, he's got to be freaking out.
Yeah.
And after hearing his review, it changed my mind slightly where I'm not going to just trash it.
I like when that happens, by the way.
Yeah.
I like when I think something and then I watch or read somebody else and they unlock. It's like, oh.
So his thing was a very, very reasonable review where, you know, we got to have Feast back on. He had a really good line, and I'm not going to butcher it.
Okay. All right. No problem.
You have to, yeah, I'm not going to try it, but he had a really good line when we were talking about movies and remakes and things like that. And here's the thing with the Munsters. The way he described it was the visuals are really cool. Like, you got to take it for that.
Yes. And Rob Zombie is good at that stuff. He
Very
is
good at it.
He's good at the art side of filmmaking. I love some of his shots, some of his colors, some of the he is good at that stuff for sure.
And so the big gripe, the only gripe that he had where he's just like, you know, probably, you know, if it was up to me, but it's, you know, obviously it's not, would not to do a prequel.
Okay.
Because it's a prequel, you know, and you know, he doesn't have to cast his wife in everything he does.
Yeah.
So her Lily Munster was a little more 60s Morticia.
Okay.
Than just like, ooh, like how I'm going to talk like this.
Okay. So just over, like more theatrical as opposed to cinematic?
Yeah, very over the top.
Okay.
Trying to capture the vibe they had, but the way at the end of the day, the Munsters were monsters, but really the, you know, apple pie all American family.
Sure.
So, you know, not having who's the I've got darn, I'm drawing a blank on the regular human niece.
No, I don't know.
And then Eddie, you know, of course, there's no Eddie.
Right.
Fine. Guy who plays Grandpa did a really good job.
He looked good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So unique kind of take, but really wasn't for what I was, you know, I wasn't expecting anything. And it was just a bit too campy. And one of those things where they had fun with it. The visuals are great, but the overall execution and storylines really dragging.
Okay.
And this is spoiled. Like, that's not a spoiler. I mean, truth is, like, you don't like, I stopped it 3/4 of the way through. They weren't even at the iconic house yet.
Oh.
It was Mockingbird Lane.
Yeah, so it's like a prequel in the truest sense. Like it's the origin story, not for the old one, obviously, but he's doing a new thing, new Munsters. Here's the origin story. It's like Batman Begins.
Yeah,
it's like Munsters begin, and they're not even at the house yet.
Yeah, except like the thing with Herman is Herman's pretty normal, except for when he gets excited, he does the goofy look. Like that's when he goes Frankenstein.
Yeah.
In this one, he's just nonstop goofball.
Okay.
So it's almost like it's like a cartoon, live action cartoon.
All right.
Give it 20 minutes and then see how you feel. If you're really not vibing with it, just stop. Mm-hmm. But if you're like, you want to see where it goes, ride it out.
All right. So I guess to summarize before we get into the rest of our list, the Watch This, Not That Halloween edition, Hocus Pocus 2 could be a cynical 13-year-old saying, but you should probably check it out.
I bet people our age who love the first one will catch the nostalgia of it and enjoy it. That's
all a lot of people are hoping for.
That's what it's made for, right?
I've heard enough people say, I don't even care if it's bad. I'm like, you know.
Yeah.
So still good. The second one was
Hellraiser,
yes. Which we'll get into in a little bit. We'll come back to Hellraiser, don't you worry. And this one, The Munsters. Just like everything Rob Zombie does, it's like an acquired taste. Like you're either going to love it, you're going to hate it, maybe watch it, give it a minute. So
yeah, it's when you hear people get angry about Rob Zombie's Halloween being too much. Like when we saw that, I knew it was going to be a Rob Zombie movie,
right,
featuring Michael Myers.
It was 2 years after The Devil's Rejects. I didn't think about it. I was so excited to have another Halloween film that I was too excited, so I didn't even, that didn't cross my mind. I went into Rob Zombie's Halloween being like, boom, here we go, Michael Myers, kill people,
right,
start.
So
Malcolm McDowell, you know, like remember the marketing for it leading up? It's just like they were releasing the cast. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be sweet.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I mean, we're like, oh my God. And we felt the same way before House of a Thousand Corpses. Like, oh man, he's getting a rated X rate. Like, you just have to know what you're getting into. And in this version of like the Munsters, he's going for the more family friendly vibe, which is the Munsters. And
Sure.
he can't do comedy and probably shouldn't do comedy ever again.
I mean, honestly, to do well, that's why Jordan Peele is so freaking good. Mm-hmm. To do well, at least I hear among people that do make films, and we talk to them a lot, horror and comedy are the hardest things to execute. They're just the hardest. Yeah, I mean, like...
It's not easy. It's not easy, but when you're trying to capture 60s slapstick-style humor in 2020s, you really set yourself up for a challenge, and it's tough. There's only one movie that's not a horror movie I can think of where they did like vintage-style comedy, and it just worked.
Okay.
And that's a movie called Leatherheads with George Clooney and John Krasinski.
Oh, yeah.
My grandmother thought it was the funniest. Well, like, she was dying.
Dying
laughing.
Hadn't thought of it till now.
So,
right.
I'm not recommending being like, you gotta go see that, but...
No. So then here's where we left off. You had to listen to the podcast to get our recommendations. We did not do an official Red October. This is me and Joe reacting to last year's. And...
Yeah, Phillies are back in the playoffs, so our Red Octobers are joining forces.
Yes, pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so October 1st, you would have watched Scream 2022. 2nd, The Munsters. 3, Halloween 4. October 4th, Curse of Chucky. 5, The Grudge. October 6th, VHS. October 7th, Christine. October 8th, Puppet Master. 9th, Night of the Living Dead, the OG. 10th, Halloween H2O. 11th, Shaun of the Dead. 12th, Riding the Bullet. Yep, that's Pumpkin. She's back. It's October. It's her month. What are you going to do?
Oh, no Pumpkin.
Right. So, yeah, 10th was Halloween H2O. 11th was Shaun of the Dead. 12th, Riding the Bullet. 13th was Candyman. 14th, Halloween Ends. Mm-hmm. And the 15th, House of Wax. So you still got a few to catch up on now. We are going to pick up October 16th. So last year, Joe, what do we have on the 16th?
So we were talking about those family-friendly ones, which was Casper.
Yes.
On there. So why not replace Casper with the one that I mentioned earlier with Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark?
All right. Perfect. So let's see. October 16th, instead of Casper, you are watching Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And that's actually produced, I think, by Guillermo del Toro, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And there is a sequel in the works.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Especially if you're our age, I mean, yeah, being able to introduce that to your kid, to Zoe, and that's so cool.
Yeah, and especially because Zoe was already familiar with like the book.
Yeah,
so getting to see it, we were going to either do that or on Paramount Pluses they have the Are You Afraid of the Dark return from Nickelodeon.
Yes,
so
we can get into that, but yeah, 16th
that was too childish. Mm-hmm. For her taste. So
this next one will be a little tougher, but the one after that's easy. So October 17th.
Here we go.
Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers is what we had in Red October last year.
It is. And then we bumped that up because you got to keep that in there because of the Halloween feel.
Yep.
Shout out once again to Joe D for turning me around. I'll give you that one, buddy.
For me, it was Kev Dapa, You know who we're talking about.
Uh-huh.
That guy. He was like Halloween 4. I'm like, no. Okay. Yeah, man.
He was right.
Yep.
He was right about everything.
So what are we watching on the 17th instead of Halloween 4?
It's a challenging one. Do we stick? Do you move Halloween 2018 in there? Do you say, why not do Halloween 5? No, definitely don't watch Halloween 5. Yikes.
There's someone that we both know who's a little less, our friend Keith. He's a little less into the horror thing as we are, and he's rewatching all the Halloweens because obviously he hasn't watched all of them for many, many years. He returned on Halloween 5 pretty fondly. Now, I'm not a Halloween 5 fan. He was surprised that I didn't like it that much. But if you think about it, if you're a casual viewer of the Halloween series, you're not you're not thinking about how crappy the mask is. You're not thinking about how stupid it is that he took it off. You're not thinking about that stuff. You're just looking at it as a pure, like, it's October and I want to watch a Halloween movie. What's this, 5? Okay. That's pretty much what he did.
Okay.
And it held up for him as a, like, good October watch.
You know what? I mean, what does it hurt?
Halloween 5?
If you're on the fence,
It's got
like
its
we
fans.
are, I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah.
Do it. Throw it on there.
It's been a while. All right, so instead of Halloween 4 on October 17th, doing Halloween 5. I love Halloween 6, man.
Me too.
So good.
I absolutely love that one.
Yeah.
It's special. That's the first one I saw
Yes,
at probably a too young of an age.
probably.
I mean, I was probably in like, when did it come out?
95. Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw it
10.
right when it came out on video.
Wow.
Yeah, I was young.
Yep. But all right, we're sticking with 5 for 2022. Again, this isn't an official Red October, so we're all right.
Now I'm thinking about that movie. It's just like the person I watched it with got really into drugs. And now the scene where he gets stabbed with all the needles.
Yeah.
And it's like him saying that's what getting high is. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
10 years old.
you can guess who this person was from growing up.
Yeah.
I think they're still on. I don't know how that person's still alive. I don't know. It's a shame.
All right, so this next,
I
I know.
negative. What a piece of shit.
Moving on to October 18th. So last year we had one of my faves, Hellraiser 1987. So Joe,
You gotta
why don't we just do Hellraiser 2022
on the Hulu.
on October 18th. That's what you're watching.
Absolutely.
Is that all right?
Absolutely. Yeah. 100% on that.
Which brings us to October 19th. Beetlejuice.
Hello.
That was last year.
Anybody who's ready to get, let's So, hello. How are you?
It's good to hear from you.
It's good to hear from you. Thank you for weighing in. No matter what you do, the phone will ring for you.
Exactly.
How about this? Let's spice this one up and go with something maybe more adult themed that's a landscape.
Okay.
I always think the one cool thing is like in Beetlejuice's the land, like what's the where he lives called? What's
I don't know, but I know what you're talking about. The just
you know, the weird place where Beetlejuice comes from.
yes.
So let's think of a landscape like that. That you throw in. Who's got the weird landscape?
I would hate to stay with Tim Burton. What about that world in Edward Scissorhands?
It's an odd one.
But then
Is that
you-
Halloween though? Even though that is Vincent Price's last movie.
that's the thing. And then it doesn't have like Christmas in it eventually and all that stuff. All right.
yeah. Man, I can't go on a Halloween calendar.
No.
Holy smokes, that's a great idea. Even though I was like, let's get more adult. That's actually, I love that movie.
Coraline?
Coraline. Shout out to the missus. Yeah. Hi, Liz.
All right, so we're going to go Coraline instead of Beetlejuice.
Yeah, so we've got some of those family-friendly picks. Sorry, Joe.
Oh, yeah, Jody. No, look, guys, this is why you can't. Look.
He doesn't have kids. My niece Claire was Coraline for Halloween one year, and I think Zoe wanted to be Coraline. It's. Have you ever seen it?
No.
You're gonna really enjoy it.
Okay.
Definitely wait for Eddie
Yeah.
to get there.
Never seen Coraline.
Yeah, it's just so what I did. Anybody who's a parent, you can do this if you got real little ones. Is I pocketed a lot of my favorite ones that I knew that
You would watch
I would want to watch too.
Yeah.
You don't have to just watch Peppa Pig and stuff like that. You can you can convert them to what you like.
Yes.
So
Exclusively.
yeah. So this was one of those ones where sat on it, and as soon as felt that Zoe was old enough to watch it, threw it on.
Okay.
That's pretty safe, but it actually is pretty creepy too. It's actually really creepy.
That's what I heard. I've still never seen it, but I'm gonna now I'm gonna be watching on the 19th.
Yeah. So and talking about landscapes, that's the perfect replacement.
Perfect. So instead of Beetlejuice, which was last year, we have Coraline, and that's October 19th, October 20th. Ooh, tough one. Psycho was last year.
Psycho on the 20. Mm-hmm. Do you go Gus Van Sant?
I don't know. Have you gone back to that yet? because I just stayed away from it because people said it sucked really bad. So even my curiosity didn't give
People
the
say
best
it
of me.
sucks because it's a shot-for-shot remake.
Okay.
There is nothing different
And
other than the actors.
is Vince Vaughn good in it?
I thought so.
Okay. 1998's Psycho.
So yeah, if you have seen the original, never saw the Vince Vaughn one,
I haven't.
what an he had such an interesting rise.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park 2, Swingers, Psycho, Old School.
Yeah. Hey, man, if I was ever an actor, that's the kind of trajectory I'd want. And then,
Was he in something else too, though? He wasn't in Anaconda. No, that's...
oh, I don't know.
Wilson.
That's going deep. No, it was the big one after Old School was Wedding Crashers, right? That was his
Yeah.
big. And then was Dodgeball in between then? Was it Old School, Dodgeball?
It was Old School, Wedding Crashers, Dodgeball.
Okay. I mean, not that Dodgeball is big, but Wedding Crashers was. That was
Yeah.
big.
I like them both.
Yeah, so do I.
You know, I like to laugh. Mm-hmm. They do it for me. Dodgeball more so.
Yeah,
Because it's just so absurd.
it is. All right, this one last year, October 21st, was Night of the Demons. I'm going to recommend, and you let me know. So the guy that made the film also made the film Witchboard. Have you seen it?
We've watched Witchboard together.
Oh, yeah, a lot,
Yeah.
actually. So I would say instead of Night of the Demons, because there is a remake, not a remake, a reboot or whatever of Night of the Demons with Shannon Elizabeth that came out in 2009. I don't know if it's any good.
Well, guess what? It's a good time to try new things.
So do you want to try that or do you want to go Witchboard?
I was either going to do that or I was actually thinking that there's a new Fright Night. New Fright Night?
There is. So Kevin Tenney, that's the guy. Kevin Tenney's the one who did Witchboard, Night of the Demons. So what we were saying, Witchboard, Night of the Demons 2009 with Shannon Elizabeth, and then you said what was the third one?
Fright Night.
Fright Night, the new one. I still haven't seen Fright Night. Should we flip a coin for that one?
Yeah. I mean, we can save it in our pockets because we still have a few more. We'll give it a flip. You got a coin on you?
I don't, but I can.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wait on that one. All right, so last year on 21st was Night of the Demons. We're going to hold on that. 21st we got to come back to. All right?
So 22nd is the first one, if you remember last week or 2 weeks ago, talking about how once we got deeper down here, there's somewhere it's like, I don't think it can be taken off.
Yeah.
And this is the first one.
Think Hocus Pocus is staying?
Where it's Hell House.
Oh, Jesus.
LLC.
I'm jumping ahead. Well, there's your 23rd, folks.
Yes, 22's Hell House LLC. And it's just so good.
Do you do that or like do you think people are well aware?
How good it is?
Yeah, and you add something like the house is October built.
Yeah, either that or like Hayride.
We can't get rid of Hayride.
It's so silly, but it's the same type of thing.
It is.
Where they're setting up a haunted attraction.
Right.
And it backfires. But man, Hell House.
I leave this up to you. All right, Hell House stays the same. The house is October built or Hayride. Which one? It's up to you.
Let's do the house that October built.
Okay.
Just to shake it up. But man, if you have not watched Hell House LLC yet,
It's just surprisingly good.
surprisingly good for low budget too, and just so good. I love it. And if anything, when we revitalize this, it might be the opening night. It might be my October one.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Do we do a part 3 for Red October next year, or do we give it another year after that? So we did in 2018 and 2021.
doesn't hurt.
So 2021 to 2024 would be the next one if we were keeping with the 3 years. But we could just say we can do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, we can do whatever. We can do whatever we want, bro.
All right. So 22nd instead of Hell House LLC, which you still should watch. House is October built.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Totally watch that.
Now It's Hocus Pocus on October 23rd.
So do you say Hocus Pocus 2 just for the sake of keeping the theme there?
I do.
Yeah.
I think that it's something that everybody can watch together.
Yeah.
And even if it sucks, it's still kind of cool that, you know.
Yeah. We don't lose horror cred because we suggest family-friendly horror movies.
No, we don't. We have children.
We're dads. We got guts and babies.
Plus everybody. Now I know you curse on here. A lot of our guests curse on here. That's fine. I don't care. We're not prudes. But at the same time, it's just like we try Red River Horror. We try not to give in to the easy. Like it's easy to get a rise out of the crowd by cursing, right?
Well, we've been talking about Rob Zombie movies.
Right. It's easy to do. Like, if you want to get the crowd riled up, you curse. Sometimes we just take the high road at Red River Horror. We like some things a little cleaner. Like, like it doesn't have to be 80s boobs and people getting gutted.
No, things that you can just simply enjoy that have the feel and the theme.
Yes.
I think that's where we've always gelled in our movie watching is the like the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Of a movie matters, and you can get that in the family-friendly movies.
Sometimes you like you said last year, I hadn't thought of it for a long time. Casper, watch that again. It's like, wow, that's just such a fun movie. I love it.
And there's stupid little one-liner jokes that you definitely didn't get as a kid.
No.
Like, I don't know why. The one that always sticks out to me is when the three ghosts' first appearance and they're all eating. And Fats was just like, I feel like Oprah on hiatus. You'll look like Oprah on hiatus. I didn't know what the heck that meant when I first saw it. I definitely didn't know what hiatus meant.
No.
But I do remember Oprah being fat.
Right. Well, that's, yeah. But I mean, so again, you can enjoy these with your kids and there's stuff for you too.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
All right, October 24th, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch was the official Red October selection last year.
If anything here, Ed, I would want to move it up. But that's just me.
Okay.
That's just me.
So take it off the board, but like it'll come later. Mm-hmm. Where do you want to put what do you want to put in its place?
So,
October 24th.
Let's throw in that Fright Night.
Okay, yeah, Fright Night. I keep forgetting about that. The remake.
Bill tweeted at us and gave it a nice...
He did.
Wish I call him Rex on here.
I don't know.
Bill, if you hear this, let me know.
Yeah, shoot us an email. Yeah. If you want to go to the premiere at the Colonial Theater and you hear this.
Hey, don't use my fucking name. I won't use it. You usually just got to let me know.
So this is the reboot. Do you remember what year that came out? Doesn't matter, just...
Not off the top of my hair.
All right. Colin Farrell and stuff, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Give it a shot.
That's the 24th. 25th, we are looking at Nightmare Before Christmas, another child's film. Nightmare Before Christmas, although there's a lot of adults that are obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas as well.
They really are. And so Zoe and I were talking about it, and she just feels that it's more of a Halloween movie than a Christmas movie, which was our consensus.
Okay.
Well, our thing is, you can watch it either way. Mm-hmm. I don't think it matters, but...
I usually watch it on Halloween at some point.
Yeah?
Like, just because it's the nice transition. At some point on Halloween, I pop it on.
Yeah. So here was another area where Coraline probably would have fit really well.
Sure.
Because, same team.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the play here? Is that one that you don't touch?
Nightmare Before Christmas?
I mean, I think it's touchable.
I do too.
But
I do too. Was The Corpse Bride any good? I haven't seen The Corpse Bride.
It was all right. Yeah. I don't remember much of it, but I remember yeah, that's fine.
All right, then maybe we'll leave it.
Or you could do Corpse Bride instead just to try something new if you haven't watched it.
I'll go Corpse Bride on the 25th.
Sure.
All right, Corpse Bride.
Hey, what's funny is like Danny Elfman is Jack Skellington.
The singing voice, yes.
Yes. And I always forget because, when I think of Danny Elfman, I think of Tim Burton movies.
Sure.
Obviously with that, the Simpsons opening theme.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget that he was the lead singer and songwriter of Oingo Boingo.
I did too.
Yeah,
actually, to be a correction, I never knew that. My wife told me that this weekend.
It's, yeah. Because, you see, I forget what it was. I was, flipping through, it was might have been First Wave.
Uh-huh.
Seriously, I got, a free trial.
Mm-hmm.
And just, I'm like, Danny Elfman, the singer. Boingo Boingo.
Yeah, no, I actually never knew that. My wife, that song came on. I usually go Pandora because I have Spotify Premium. I usually go Pandora when it's time to listen to Halloween tunes. If we're going to be in the car a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Just their curated Halloween playlist.
You know me. I mean, I'm all horror music as
Yeah.
soon as October 1st hits.
Yes. So like people like the Christmas music, I actually turn to Pandora. They have a Halloween radio curated. So if you can deal with the commercials, whatever. But Oingo Boingo came on and I'm just like, oh yeah. And then Melissa dropped that little nugget on me. I'm like, huh, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Danny Elfman, lead singer. But that's fun. All right, we'll go Corpse Bride because I've never seen it either.
Throw it on.
25th. All right, Tales of Halloween. So this, Joe, this should be replaced with an anthology because Tales of Halloween is an anthology. So what do you got in the anthology thing there?
Man. Well, our favorite anthology is sitting there at 30th.
Yeah.
And that's another one where I don't really want to touch it.
Yeah.
Oh, who else is a good mixer upper? I mean, VHS.
We already have that.
Yeah, I was like, that's already on there. Who's got?
Did we put Body Bags on there last year
No,
by John Carpenter?
no, we do not.
Body Bags would probably be a good one.
Body bags.
Yeah.
Mark, write it down.
Ding, ding, ding. Instead of Tales of Halloween, which I love and might make it back for the official Red October, but for the podcast's sake, October 26th, we're going Body Bags.
Body bags.
All right. October 27th, my 10-year anniversary this year.
Aw, it's
Woo.
been 10 years already.
Yep, we had the horror movie things at each table. It was kind of cool.
God.
So last year it was House on Haunted Hill, 1959.
AOG, don't touch the remake on this one.
No, yeah, don't. Yeah, no. This isn't one of those cases. Just watch the new one instead. No.
Definitely don't.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. There was the other one that came out the same time, The Haunting,
Yes.
but also not very strong.
No, that was a strange time for horror. If you weren't making a slasher movie, it was kind of hard.
So what I'm going to throw out there, because I'm talking about these like remakes,
Uh-huh.
how about a different one that was a remake that came out a little bit after those, and I keep meaning to give it a second chance, but I haven't. Let's do 13 Ghosts.
Okay. Yeah.
Shout out to Steve Morrison for pushing that one because he loved 13 Ghosts.
A lot of people and honestly, I'm noticing for the first time in a while, I'm finally catching some of Fear Fest. Like when I was a kid, that's all you had. Now everything's on demand.
Sure.
But when you were younger, you were at the will of what the schedule was.
Yeah.
You know, especially when we worked at the beer store, same thing. Just like you're at the will of what's on.
Yeah.
So 13 Ghosts, they actually, AMC made a commercial, like trying to get you hype to watch it. So they wouldn't do that, in other words, if people didn't like it.
No, and you know, when talk about the haunted house vibe, boom.
Yeah.
There it is.
All right, 13 Ghosts instead of House on Haunted Hill. Because, guys, we're getting into some classics here. October 28th now is Pumpkinhead.
So I think that's an easy replacement. Once again, sorry, Joe. He wasn't thrilled with that being that late.
He wasn't, no.
So, and well, with a good reason, because we weren't expecting it to be that late either.
No,
It just sat on the board.
it did.
And I was like, oh snap, this has to get on here before it gets too late.
Yes.
So honestly, if we were to redo it with Pumpkinhead on it, I would move Pumpkinhead way up. But
That'll be so we're gonna break the rules. Next year we will have an official Red October. We'll get Stacy on board live with us.
Ooh.
We'll have Melissa maybe with us live. Anybody that wants to join, because a lot of people really liked those live broadcasts.
and to do a big panel.
They're
and
interactive.
Everything will be put down as a vote.
Yeah.
Like we'd have, write it down on a piece of paper and everyone pull up their choice and then tally the vote.
Yes.
Something like that. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, something like that. Something to put, because the thing is with the Red Octobers, the difference between our list and everybody else's, usually have one or two people curating lists. So you have like great, again, I love all the 31 Days of Halloween lists that people put together. The difference between ours and theirs is it is hand selected by people. Like, this is suggestions, then votes, then it's the most democratic process ever.
Yeah. So I might sound like my replacement for Pumpkinhead might be Halloween 6.
Okay.
Is that wrong?
No.
It feels so right.
But yeah. I thought you were actually going to go Season of the Witch.
I don't want to touch. Or did we replace that?
We did.
Okay, yeah, then we do Season of the Witch. Or the other way around. Oh, man. Doing 6 seasons and then 30 and 30. Dude. I like that a lot.
All right, so you're...
So the 28th will be Halloween 6.
Okay. Curse of Michael Myers, 29th.
29th.
Last year
was the Monster Squad.
Which you're going to watch. The thing is, with this not being an official Red October, you're going to watch the Monster Squad at some point this month. Like, if you don't, that's a serious problem. Yeah. So watch that at some point, but it's getting replaced with...
Season of the Witch.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. This is so Joe and Eddie, this podcast.
It really is. But I'm so happy since doing this podcast, we felt for years that we were the only 2 people on the planet that loved this movie.
Yes.
And since doing the podcast with more outreach, have found so many people that love Halloween 3.
Dude. All right, so you're going... this is a perfect lead up. All right, so now October 30th, Trick or Treat.
Bang. You can't... I can't wait for Trick or Treat 2.
Yeah.
That got announced.
All right, so Sam and company are staying where they are?
Yeah.
That's what you're doing?
Yeah.
Trick or Treat. And if you have a problem with it again...
Actually, and now I have a replacement for... Instead of Corpse Bride, I got an idea.
Okay, do it.
The Spirit Halloween movie.
Spirit Halloween movie. We should be talking to them.
We should be talking to them, so we'll have to reach out because I do have that in. So we will need to... Have a little talk. Let me just confirm. I don't think it's dropping on Halloween. So.
No, it should be out, though. Like,
When do you drop? When do you drop? You know, it's out.
Damn. That's
so it's in theaters right now.
in the new world.
And only playing, so near us, it's only playing at one theater.
That's,
What the heck?
they should have had a bigger Mid-Atlantic presence for that. That's almost our hometown, man. They're based in Jersey.
They are Egg Harbor.
Yeah.
Egg Harbor Township.
Spirit.
Subsidiary of Spencer's Gifts.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But I believe you can find it streaming somewhere, probably on like Streamer Rental.
Well, still, you'll be able to. If it's only playing in that limited release,
Yeah,
it's gonna be
you'll be able
somewhere.
to find it. It's definitely on one of the rental platforms. That's it.
So Halloween, buddy, 31, October 31.
You got to do the classic.
All right.
There is no substitute.
No, there's not.
Though I'll always give it to Dr. Halloween, who does it the other way around. Who does Trick or Treat.
Yeah. Although his list changes every year.
It does.
Yeah.
Great guy.
So sometimes
Can't wait to have him back on.
I know. All right. So now that brings us. So if Halloween 78 is October 31st, you got to watch it. It's just you got to do it.
It's Halloween.
Sorry. That was the whole point.
It is Halloween.
So,
And that's a Monday this year. So your Sunday night, you get to relax, do a little trick or treat,
yes.
hand out some candy, watch the original one.
90 minutes of your life.
If you're in Catholic school, you get the day off the next day.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to have that with my wife. She's going to be like, don't you dare talk about how you used to have a day off.
Oh, man. Hey, it was beautiful.
This is the best. All Saints Day.
So we have, all right, the 21st, we had to replace Night of the Demons. The 21st, we have to go back to.
Okay.
So, Night of the Demons.
Now, you're saying that the Monster Squad is an important one to watch. Do you say back up the Monster Squad to there?
You could,
Or
yeah.
you want to do something fresh?
I mean, I feel like anybody that listens to the Red River Horror Podcast has already even watched Monster Squad.
That's fair.
And will again. Like tomorrow.
Why not?
It's the perfect Halloween, like, it's not a kid's movie, but it is like for you, like, it's the perfect movie for the season.
It's crazy because I feel like there's so much more that we could add, but there's just gems in there. I mean, I don't know. You know what? what did you think about like the Netflix, those timepieces, those Fear Street?
I only watched the first one.
Okay.
Not on purpose. I just haven't really been able to get back to.
You know what? And then I also forgot to say for another family-friendly one that would replace it with honorable mention was Hubie Halloween.
I thought you were going to drop that somewhere.
Me too, man. Sorry, I was drawing a blank. But I like to do it fresh and off the cuff. It just feels more fun and authentic.
Yeah. Yeah, like what comes to you. It's kind of like saying sometimes when I interview different people for radio or other podcasts, not, here in the horror space, I'll play a name game. So if it's an old musician, I'm trying to think, Steve Hackett, we played the name game with. It's just like, I'm just going to say a name, and you're going to say what comes to mind.
Absolutely.
That kind of stuff. So yeah, that's fun. Yeah. It's more fun.
So honorable mention, Hubie Halloween.
Okay.
If you have all the young ones. And honest, it's a Sandler movie. Mm-hmm. And his character in this is more similar to like a Bobby Boucher type.
Okay.
It's absurd. It's silly. I like it a lot.
I still got to give me a movie for the 21st, though. That's the last one to complete the podcast.
Okay, what was the OG?
31 days. That was Night of the Demons. Kevin S. Tenney.
All right, and that wasn't the one we replaced. We put Fright Night there?
No, we put Fright Night. Fright Night is now
Night of the Demons.
October 24th.
Hey now.
Hey.
Hey now. What do we replace you with?
Mm-hmm.
Tough call.
Do you go with an A-lister, like an A-list horror movie?
Not like Ouija.
Yeah, I heard Ouija.
Or Witchboard.
That was the one I said.
Did we put Witchboard down? No, we flipped on that. Put Witchboard there.
Yeah, and that's the same guy. So
is that one safe for Zoe? I was thinking about making Zoe. So when I picked Zoe up from school on Friday,
yes,
Zoe was wearing a Ouija board sweatshirt.
Nice.
I'm like, all right, we're either watching Witchboard or Ouija.
Okay. All right, so we have your final list, and I'll type these out after the podcast. I'll give you a chance. I want you all to listen to it first, of course, but we have the list. All right, so off the cuff, watch this, not that. Ready. October 16th, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, rated PG-13, set in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of information you didn't need. Mm-hmm. October 17th, Halloween 5. October 18th, Hellraiser 2022. October 19th, Coraline. October 20th, Psycho from 1998. We're going to try it out. I'm going to have to watch it now. 21, October 21st, Witchboard. October 22nd, House is October Built. October 23rd, Hocus Pocus 2. 24th, Fright Night, the reboot. October 25th, The Spirit Halloween movie. 26th, Body Bags, John Carpenter. A lot of fun. 27th, 13 Ghosts. 28th, oh man, this is so good. You ready for the rest of this? 28th, Halloween 6. 29th, Halloween 3. October 30th, Trick or Treat, Little Sam there. And the 31st, the OG 1978, Halloween.
Beautiful.
You know what's missing? But it'll probably be on next year.
What's that?
Phantasm.
Yeah, we talked about that. Phantasm's not like... It is, though, isn't it? I mean, it is set in the fall.
It's just awesome.
It is.
It's just... But it's okay.
It's a master class in the slow burn.
Yes.
So.
And it's all over the place in a good way.
Yeah.
Boy. So, all right, so that's it. So if you want to catch part 1, you're going to have to go back to podcast episodes. This is episode 79. We give you the rest of them. 1688. What?
You've been saying that since we started.
That's so funny.
You're like 79, right?
79.
Yeah, 88.
What the hell am I doing, man?
Smoking drugs.
That's not me, though.
No, it's not you. Blame Pumpkin.
Yeah, it's Pumpkin's fault. She's a little rammy.
Yeah.
Not getting sleep. Dog.
Okay.
Dog. So yes. So this is episode 89. You're gonna have to go back
88.
to. We're leaving this in. This isn't even blooper. We're just leaving it in.
We're too close to home.
So what would that make it? 86. You have to find it.
Go to 86.
Okay.
Also check out 87 for your interview with Joshua Butler, the writer director of Red Rooms. Email us redriverhorror@gmail.com to enter your name to win tickets. We got 2 tickets left for First Glance Film Festival at the
Aw.
Historic Colonial Theater.
Red
And if you're like,
carpet premiere.
If you're what's so special about it? The Blob, the original The Blob, filmed right there.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, so check out that with us. Come on, October 14th. Support our girl.
Brooke Lewis Bellis, Philly chick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. So Joe, I think that's all I got. Have a spooky day.
And that's Eddie. And I'm Joe Zakreski. This has been episode number 88 of the Red River Horror Podcast. And remember, as always, to keep traveling those channels of fear.